Hey Quenters, welcome back. Today I wanted to get back into the regular season. Many thanks to Lionel and slash Wizard of Light for pushing me to get back into the ladder climb this season. I just been a little bit burnt out. I love making new, cool, fun decks, and it's been a little bit stale, and it's been quite a bit of an uphill climb for Northern Realms. But Lionel turned me on to one deck, and I'm going to be covering two decks. I'll do one in this first video and then one in a follow-up video as well. That way you don't have to watch one super long video. But basically what we're going to do here, I decided to wanted to name this on the air, but we're going to name this Saber's Surprise, but modified. Basically, a couple of days ago, Saber97, legendary player that he is, all shout out kudos to him, set up a deck that really revolved around using Igni to decimate some players in a long round 3 or in a long round 1, and then force a bleed in round 2. A lot of people are expecting the Drog play, and so you can kind of line this up using Germain, Voimir, Vizigerd as some notable engines where you can kind of get some work done in later rounds, and then kind of rely on Royal Guards, Temple Guard, Scytheman, and then the leader ability of Uprising to get some good point generation in round 2, so that way when there's an attempted bleed, or so the other player who is playing on blue coin is or playing first tries to take as many of your good cards out, so that way you have to make big plays, overcommit in round 2. That way in round 3 they can play a couple of their big cards and kind of waste on you. But since there is no Drog, they're trying to draw out your Drog and you can just save it for later. So, but let's get into it. This one, like I'm saying, Saber Surprise modified. The biggest difference, he had Citron Enchantresses. I don't like them. A whole bunch of reasons. Number one being that, like, I always have this compulsion to play them as bonded, right? I mean, you don't need to. They still play for 6 points with the Vitality. But the bigger reason, I was up against 2 ball decks, and every time you proc Vitality, it boosts the Thirsty Dames, right? So I kind of was just annoyed at that. And then I also found that, like, Bloody Baron, I don't like Bloody Baron. I know a lot of people do, but a couple reasons I don't like him in this deck. Number one, I would rather have a good removal card that this deck doesn't really have, other than Boiling Oil and then the Triss grab for Boiling Oil, which you can miss sometimes if the other deck is playing Triss, which feels like a lot of decks are right now. So you can get your enemy's removal card, which might not be the one you want. It might be Row Punish, like Lacerate instead. And yours is Bone Talisman, so you can miss on your removal there. So I subbed in Anseus for Bloody Baron, and then for Citron Enchantresses, I really like and think that a highly undervalued card is Siege Supports, right? I mean, Siege Supports play for 4 points. Like, any charge is going to do damage. If you have Foltest Pride, then it plays for 5. If you have it between 2 characters, right? Between 2 soldiers with crew, it does 2 damage. So you can give a charge, which gives you like an attack. Or if it's Visigoda, it gives you a boost. If you have Dandelion, it also boosts that character. So a lot of flexibility there. But I think more than that, this is one of the only ways to grant Zeal, right? So, I mean, even if we come out of Northern Realms, just of all the cards there, let's see, I have to type this in right, but we'll just go for Zeal. But of all the cards that grant Zeal, it's basically Vess. Well, let's say give an allied unit Zeal, that's why I was missing. Vess and Siege Support. The only other card that does it, I'm not sure why it's not showing up, but the only other card that does it is Petri's Filter, right? For some reason it doesn't want to boost an allied unit by 3 and give it Seal, so that's what we were missing. So again, Petri's Filter though is 7 provision cost, and it only plays for 3 points, plus it's an artifact, so if you're playing a deck like mine, where the opponent cognizes and believes that there is not going to be a scenario card, and they have Bomb Heaver built in, they're just going to remove it. So Siege Support really is a nice card. And I think especially because, like, if you play on Seius to range throw, he has formation, so he gets boosted by 1, and then he'll be inspired so he can duel, but he won't have zeal, so he can't do it right away. Most of us fix that by playing him to melee row, boosting him with Uprising, and then having him do the damage, right? Or with Reynard, or with, if you see Knights of Legend, with Vandegrift's Blade, right? Or Visigata if you've seen All Out Charge. So there's lots of ways to kind of get around that, but Siege Support just kind of like naturally, natively gives him that zeal, and it's rarely a target for people. I find that, like, I play it out and people are like, oh, cool, whatever, but it's a potent card. And that zeal is really nice in this deck specifically. Like, you got Ballista, that's 3 total damage in 1 round. Ardenian Malar plays for 6, so both of those play for 6 points, and you can do that all at once after your Siege Support's out. Plus, Siege Support does the boost, which can be helpful for Visigard, right? So lots of synergy that you can have there, and I think it synergizes really well with the Uprising deck with the formation cards. So I like them a lot more than Cintron Enchantresses. If you have a different opinion, please let me know in the comments. But again, I really do think it gives you just a little bit more flexibility. So let's get into a match. As always, this is Rio Play. I just barely started streaming, and I'm probably gonna try to do that more. I'll try to set up a schedule. I like to give you guys kind of like the real honest look at a deck, but I do think I like filming these videos specifically because I'm not distracted by trying to read the chat or comment with you, and I also don't want to be hyper focused when I'm streaming, filming a video and not chatting with you. So I think I'll kind of treat these two as separately, but if you guys want some more overlap, let me know. All right, I love this. I love this Siege Support. So basically the play you want to make here is you want to play out 3 units, typically bronzes on first round. Jackpot, I'm anticipating him to play down Firesworn, and I do want this Boiling Oil to get those removed. So I think here, look, our basic play, the Siege Support plays to range because we want that boost. Nobody really has charge in this deck. So we'll go Ballista, Siege Support, Temple Guard, Lyrian Scytheman. The one problem that I have here is I don't really have a unit that I can play first. So I actually kind of want to work through this. And I just made moron. I just mulliganed Royal Decree. So not all of us can be geniuses. Not all of us can make wise choices. Yeah, it kind of sucks here on Blue Coin. The one thing I should have really thought about, just getting nervous here, but we just flip the Magic Lamp, then play Siege Support. Alright, so Siege Support actually solves some of your Blue Coin problems with this deck as well. Goes to a separate row, gets the boost, and then you're ready for your Zeal when you want it. And we have Ballista as a decent removal as well. Problem with Jackpot, I mean, so a lot of people are playing this like Jackpot Igni, I've seen. I think big problem with Jackpot Igni is it relies on me going for big plays, right? Yeah, I mean, I'm just made moron choice folding in both Royal Decree and I should have kept Boiling Oil. So we really don't want this to drag out for longer than necessary. I want to save Pecan. Vanguard I want with Adalia. I mean, Temple Guard's only going to play for 5 when he could play for 6, but I don't hate the play. And honestly, he's better if we had Visigard, or we intended to play Visigard this round, but I don't. One thing you'd always be aware, especially with Imki out, is like I don't want him to just get coins. I don't mind this. So yeah, so you just want to play short round 1. As many bronzes as you can just to get them out of your own deck. And then I think the other thing you want to do is just stay focused on the bleed in round 2. What you do with the first couple cards doesn't really matter, right? Because until you go down to 7, it's kind of irrelevant. All right, we grab Triss and we grab Bone Talisman. I like that as pairing with Picant. He's played only 2 of his poisons, or I guess he played 2 poisons. I'm guessing he has at least 2 more. Yeah, I think we're basically gonna go like Picant here, Bone Talisman, Scytheman. I don't love Scytheman here though. Their Dahlia is much better. So the good thing about there's a few things you could do here. Like basically, like if I was him, if I'm ever playing as Syndicate and I'm over the 7 card threshold, I just want to play for coins, right? You just want to build up your coins. That way you go into 3rd round with as many coins as possible. So this might be one of those exceptions where I maybe should have done this a little bit differently. But I think we can act like, oh no, he's gonna have a big round. The question is if we want to do that, right? And I think we do. We'll go Dahlia. We'll go Vanguard. And I could have played them to separate rows, protect from row punish, but I want the Vanguards to be spread out a little bit in case I need to go reinforcements and other Vanguard. Plus, I know he likely has poisons, so I don't want him to be able to knock out a 6-point card. I'd like to keep my lead. Yeah, like so. I mean, he's just gonna try to get to his 9 cards to pull out Redanian. He's still down by 1. Now at this point, I want him to think that I'm gonna play Drog. So that's why I'm just going to stick to 1 row. It does make me vulnerable to row punish, that's true. Say he played Tin Boy right now. That for him would be 8 points. Plus the 4, so that's 12. So he could have taken lead there, but not a huge deal for me. Now he just, I think for him, he didn't so much want to bleed as maintain his Coig count. And just, he saw my Adalia play and was kind of like, oh, cool, I'm good with that. So I think for us, we need to be able to remove Madame Louisa. Want to be able to get Visigared out with points quick and early. Falibor's perfect for removing defenders, right? And question is, how much does like Peller get me? And I really don't think very much, right? So I mean, he's probably gonna like protect Falibor, and that's about it. Royal Decree, and grab us Voimir. But I'd like to get Caravan Vanguard more than I'd like to have Peller. Scytheman I actually like here. With Picant. But it makes him a high value target card that I'd have to wait to play late. Yeah, I'd rather have her out of it. Royal Guards. Just because I have to play them on blue coin, right? So, alright, I think basic play here. You can lead out with Picant. Get the cows out, then play Voimir on them. That's always a decent play. Give them armor, that way they're protected from row punish a little bit, and then we can just boost them with Bone Talisman. Problem with poisons is removals is they take a couple of rounds too, right? I mean, there's no reason to play out Royal Guards right now, so I think we get this out. I think this way we can play Voimir. And we'll have 4 boosted cards. We can boost Picant with our leader ability, and then Visigared plays for 6. Just if we need to get a good removal. Yeah, perfect. I mean, like, look, my favorite way to remove these is Falibor, because you do 3, then 2. I mean, but he's just playing for coins pretty much here, so. Question is, do we want to save Falibor? And I kind of think not. But if we play Voimir, then we get the flexibility with Vizigerd. But I'd rather have Anseus be our clean removal. Just don't want to leave a defender on the board unnecessarily. But we should protect these cows soon. Alright, Passiflora is call for Bomb Heaver. So I'm glad we didn't pull out Voimir. We still have Bone Talisman and Triss, so we can protect against the last rate that way. But let's pull out Bomb Heaver. It's too many points. And too many coins, right? That's 6 coins is brutal. He doesn't have a good way of cycling it back in. We can just use Anseus to knock him out, or I kind of like Bone Talisman here. Can also go Triss. But we do want one removed because Bone Talisman now is going to proc both of those. I think Anseus and take out the 6. Now the real trick here, right, is just line these up for Igni. So we just need them tied. We just need them tamped down to the same. That, or we just let it get boosted to 6, then take them out together. So let's see what Triss gets us. Yeah, I think Talisman plays for more points for us. But yeah, we need that to protect from Row Punish, right? It's better synergy with our leader. Basically just like, okay, cool. Yeah, he's gonna use AWOL to just wipe out a couple of these cows. That's what I would do. Yeah, he gets 3 of them. That's fine. Jackpot. Well played. So like I push these down to 6. That's gonna be 3 damage I have to do, right? So we'll go ahead. Doesn't really have another way of natively boosting them. Now it's an 18-point play with Igni, plus the 2 of his base, so 20 points. He doesn't have a great way. I mean, the problem with Seductresses, like, you can put the shields on him, but that won't save him from Igni. And unless he has a boost card in his deck, which Jackpot really doesn't rely on, right? Jackpot is really based off removals. He could have something different, so he could have seen this before and tried to prep against the Igni. But kind of bad play generally. And then for us, we just want to keep track. We got 16 on both rows. As soon as we play this guy, he's going to go 4. Falbor becomes a target. So I'm just going to make sure he can't get these all down to 5. But Quant here is just our faithful friend. We still have these Vanguards too. Yeah, I think he knows he's stuck. Like, as soon as you see that play, you know what's coming. And there's just not a whole lot you can do about it. He only has 5, so I don't know who he's going to try to steal. Triss? Yeah, I mean, gets points to back row, but I'd rather be in my position. Yep. Yeah, I mean, look, the best part about this deck is everybody expects Drog, and then out comes Igni. You got nothing to do against it because the decks aren't, right now, they aren't prepped to kind of defend against this problem. Now he's just trying to get me so I can't get the boost, right? So, which is fine. We'll go Royal Guard here. We can use leader ability to boost it up and give somebody armor. Like, it would have been nice to have played leader ability probably earlier just to get the leader and Scytheman out. That honestly would have been a smart move. This is poor play though. Doesn't matter if he's in front row, and he's not gonna have damage until after. And we'll just boost him with Talisman next round. Oh, that was dumb. That was bad play on mine. Should have used his ability right away. We can use it. We can just use this on him. That just kind of sucks. Talisman will boost him up though. So let's see what he does here. I think we've done a good job. Everything's spread out. Nothing's gonna go. This row will go to 20, but if he's carrying Igni, he's gonna get the same kill on Falbor regardless. There's no reason to boost Falbor, so let's just go for everybody else. The double Talisman is nice though, especially against the Ewald, right? Because we just get to play around it a little bit. Not much he can do about it. Now he gets the morale, takes out Falbor, and we're at 31. Oh, he doesn't have Igni. Igni would have taken out that Scytheman, right? Anyway, that's a super fun deck. Really good. Like I said, I like siege support in here more than those Sentron Enchantresses. You can see that the Enchantresses would be good. It's just like passive generation, but I don't really like how they play against Ball. And Ball has always been a struggle for Northern Realms. It just locks and poisons and removes and is just obnoxious, right? So why feed them more points? I think it's especially true because with the Igni, you need to get them lined up at the same power, and it just becomes problematic, unnecessarily so. And most people are smart enough in Pro to play their Thirsty Dames on different rows. So, but you can see from my ranking score, I've been messing around with this deck to try to get it. Right, and we will let's rename this to what I actually meant to name it. I think it just auto-corrected to surprised. Now I'm surprised that it says surprised, but we just want surprise. So modified Saber surprise here. Total fun. I'll post this up again. Thanks to Saber for kind of leading this out. Though that said, this is basically just like a Drog deck with a couple replacements. But there's another deck here I've been working on. This is like same idea, but this one really revolves around shields. So I'll start up another video and you guys can check this one out. Thank you guys and keep on glinting.